Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Daniel. I'm a musician. I'm a martial artist. I like to write, in my journal, but I try to write music as well. I try to read, and I like to read all sorts of things: philosophy, religion, science fiction. Lately, I try to read a lot of history and really just get a grip on where we came from, so we can understand where we are, and that way we can better see where we are heading towards. And there was a period, I would say in like 2015, where I was really just not satisfied with the education I had received in K through 12. I had a lot of great teachers. However, just the overall, I think that the teacher-student, or rather the master-apprentice relationship, is something I have a lot of respect for. However, the way schools are is really, the whole teacher in front of the room barking orders, telling the students what to think instead of how to think, never really sat right with me. And I was always very, as a child, inquisitive and curious. I wanted to know, what is this life all about? I'm like, growing up, what does it mean to be a human being on this earth? What is this earth? Is it really just only the material world, or is there some spiritual aspect to it? Being that we are alive, that means that someday we will die. What does it mean to die? What is death even? What is sleep? What are dreams? These are thoughts that I've had all my life, and humans have had for all of history. And somehow we really, there are some questions that we're not really at the bottom of. We don't know. This life is very mysterious, and I tried to read. I became obsessed with just reading and taking in as much information as possible. Unfortunately for me, in my naivety and maybe even willful blindness, it kind of started, everyone started, there's a couple directions you can go if you're my age, let's say 18 to 30. On the internet, you get into, let's say, from Joe Rogan, that's like the main lily pad from which you can jump to MMA, or just okay. So from Joe Rogan, I found Terrence McKenna. And from Terrence McKenna and the psychedelics shit, I kind of found him and Huxley and Alan Watts, and I got into that whole new age crowd. Around 2016, Jordan Peterson came to popularity, plus the 2016 election. There's a lot going on. My perspective switched. And as time goes on, there's like a certain progression that you could follow you can just ride the algorithm, and really just, you can radicalize yourself, but really it's all on you. And what content creators do now is they're almost like cult leaders, and us as the audience, we form a parasocial relationship with them, and we're kind of feeding back on each other. But really, all this information so all this time that I thought I was learning, I was really just consuming content. And I might as well have, it's kind of knowledge that is not useful or practical in my life. And so in that way, I was just on a treadmill, the treadmill of self-help, where you think you're making strides in your life, but really you're just, you might as well just be watching Netflix or any other dumb shit that's out there right now. So through journaling and really just trying to understand myself, and getting to the bottom of what I am, who I am, what I want to do with my life, I realized I wasted so much time, and time is just, we don't get time back. And it's just amazing to me, how far I've gone in some aspects of my life, but in other aspects I've just kind of stagnated. And I think just being too much up in here and not enough in your heart, but also in your body. I think having that there has to be a connection with the mental, like the metaphysical, and then the physical also. You have to you can't just train the body or just train the mind. It has to be a joint thing, and it cannot only be online. You know, everybody has their niche political ideology or religious view that, you know, that they subscribe to or align with, and, you know, some people have these ideas of, like, you know, that you take the red pill, but nowadays you take the red pill and your life doesn't change. It's all just like a circle jerk fest of just thinking you're in the know of certain things when you're really not. Like, for example, when I got into the New Age thing, I thought I was in the know. I thought I was getting enlightenment, and I thought, you know, I was in on the secret that only a select few group of people knew about. But really, there's just as many deceivers in the spiritual and truth community that, you know, than anywhere else. It's no different. And so from there you go to the next worldview. What I noticed is a lot of ex-New Agers turn to Christianity, and so they return back to, like, the either orthodoxy or whatever it is. But I realized that from Joe Rogan to Terrence McKenna to Jordan Peterson to who knows, whoever, there's like a progression that you can go, and you can predict almost, you know, what the next wave will be. And so really it just creates like masses of people who just believe the same thing because they've followed the algorithm all the way through to their logical conclusions. And so who the hell knows where following the algorithm will be? But really, it's just taking advantage of you. All these content creators that we follow, the celebrities we worship, the politicians that, you know, we put our trust in for some fucking reason. I think it would be in everybody's best interest if they just paused and really stop to take a look at the world around them. You know, go out in nature and, you know, take a look inside within themselves. Sun Tzu said, you know that enemy, but also know yourself. And then, you know, if you know one or the other, or don't know any of them, you're bound to fail. If you know yourself and you know the enemy, you will succeed. Unfortunately, the problem now is we're confused on who the enemy is, and everybody has their opinions on who the enemy is. And everybody wants to sell you on who the enemy is, to propagandize you, and, you know, you become just a worm on somebody's hook to catch a fish. My God, you know how easily we can be led astray. But I suppose what I encourage everybody to do, and what I am trying to do myself, is really just get out in the world and not spend too much time overthinking things, and just really work to do what it is we came here to do on this earth. That's what I believe. That's what I'm trying to do. I believe we were born on this earth at this period in time in history for a purpose. We might not know what it is right now, but it's on us to look within ourselves and reflect. And I think, you know, what I believe is that we are human beings who were put on this earth, you know, to learn, to understand one another, and not get too bogged up in the world, right? I believe there is something greater. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happens to us after we die, but there is a goal. There's a dream. There's a fire within us all that we have to do our part in keeping alive. We have to keep the light on. We have to keep the fire burning. There are also people who want to extinguish that fire and put that light out for humanity, and possibly, maybe it's not good and evil, but it's just that's the way I see it. So I will leave it at that. Thank you all very much for watching. I don't know if this will be a proper introduction to my channel. Probably not. This is just an experiment of practicing talking to, you know, getting my thoughts out there. So again, thank you all very much.